give me one moment to just get everything nice and polished for you. And we'll also take your questions. So if you have questions about your terahertz, you can go ahead and put that into the chat. We'll be happy to answer your question. It looks like there's nothing happening on YouTube, but don't worry, we're going to be back in just 1 second here. And let's see if we can get our terahertz training, and then we're going to go ahead and turn back on the camera. There we go. And then we're going to share our screen. All right. Nope. It's being very, there we go. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being part of our Genius Biofeedback community. Really appreciate you. We haven't been here for a little while. We're gonna be broadcasting live to YouTube in case you want to jump on and off and all that kind of jazz. Right now, we're gonna have Benet hopefully join us. Hopefully she's here. There we go. Benet, all right. Wonderful. Go ahead and join us. So we meet every other week for this to talk about terahertz, introduce people to what terahertz is. We can get some handouts in just one moment. Well, hey, Benet, how the heck are you?
Hello, I'm good. And you?
Good. Did you know that we're starting our research project on July 3rd?
Yes, I did.
And we're going to have people doing a genius session each and every day, and anybody can be part of our study. They can still sign up. So I'm going to put the link in just a moment. And then people are going to be doing their genius, running their genius each and every day. So then they're going to be filling out a weekly questionnaire to see what the effects of utilizing the genius will be. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's a very good idea. Excellent.
It's going to be fun to see what people experience over the 8 weeks.
Sure it will. Yeah.
And it's the first really kind of groundbreaking research we've done of this kind. We hope to do other types of research as well. Let me go ahead and post some things into the chat here, and then we're going to get started. So let's go ahead and make sure this is working. So we've got sort of this working copy of some information for you about terahertz. And also we'll take your questions. We're going to be talking today. We will talk about the core box today, and we will talk also about the wand, that beautiful gold wand, which is a 1,000 watt unit, or called our 7.0. And then we do have on the website now, we do have our 6.0. So our 6.0 is a 750 watt terahertz, and some people like to use all three of them, lend one out to a friend. So we do have our terahertz triple play. We do have special pricing on the website. We're going to share that in just one moment. So maybe a really great price for you to get a second unit or recommend it to somebody, and you get the 10% commission. Anything new in your world terahertz wise, Benet?
Nothing is new. I have not connected with the person I told you about last time yet. I should be, but I'm anxious to see the one that I told you that, he was, he has cancer, and it's a tumor situation, and he was not getting any pain relief from anything but the wand. So
I don't remember this. Why don't you refresh our memory a little bit about it, since it was a couple of weeks ago? Tell us a little bit about his using the wand and how it reduced his pain. That's really interesting.
Well, he's had the wand. He tried the box and preferred the wand over the box. And I think that's more of a personal choice, as to which one people would prefer or like. I like them both. I am both. Mm-hmm. But he has discovered that he has a tumor that is cancerous on his neck, and he's doing alternative in combination with very, very light chemo to address the situation. And they feel that it is isolated just in the tumor. They're saying that they are not discovering cancer in anywhere else in his body, but it's very painful for him, both with even the mild chemo and the alternative therapy that he's taking, which is off of some bark of a tree. I forget which tree it is, but there's wonderful things. I know another doctor that actually, does things to address, those type of sea word situations, and it's mistletoe. So anyway, he is in pain, was in pain, and so forth. When I talked to him, it's now been 3 weeks ago. And he said the only thing that was helping him to relieve some of the pain was the wand.
That's amazing.
He's got a lot of, I mean, he's alternative himself, so he's got a lot of options. And out of all of that, he told me that the only thing that was bringing him some relief was the wand.
That's
So
really amazing. It's nice to hear. It does seem to help inflammation to calm down quite a bit, which is really exciting. It's
yeah,
I find the wands particularly soothing and calming, and they put you in kind of a different mindset. And this is a client or this is a friend?
this is a friend who has a practice of his own, etc. I'll just leave it at that. I won't give out any more details
Sure.
and that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of alternative measures, and
And the wand is the one thing that's making the
yeah,
big difference.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I see him in a couple of weeks, so I'm anxious to connect with him again and see once how it's subsiding, because I'm expecting it to be going down.
Hmm.
We both have a mutual friend of
Hmm.
which the
Hmm.
mutual friend. I'll leave
Hmm.
it nameless.
Hmm.
But he's, works with him, and sees him all the time. So I
Hmm.
see him on Friday. So I'm gonna get the update from him
Good.
about him.
Good. Oh
So
my goodness. Wow. That's a lot.
yeah.
But that's really good. That's a great share. So, I mean, I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can take your questions. You guys, if you've ever have any issue with your terahertz, whether it be you're not sure how to use it or whatever, the lights or anything, you don't have to put it into the chat. You can just send us a message, Ariel at geniusbiofeedback.com. We stand behind every product that we sell, and it's a year warranty. So we're happy to take care of any issue, talk to you about it. But just like the Genius, we don't really do technical support in the chat. And I think you get the message there. All right, so let's go ahead. And how would you suggest using the wand for planter warts?
I would say keep every day blowing on the planter's warts.
And using the blue light would be really
Yeah.
good, from either the core box or the wand, because the
Yeah.
blue helps to improve your immune system. And guess what? You get warts because of a virus.
Yep.
So that would definitely help.
Yep.
But you could use the red and the blue light because of the mitochondrial effect as well.
That's what
So
I,
yeah, whatever it is, just use the terahertz over it each and every day and keep drinking the terahertz water. I wonder if she could soak her feet in terahertz water. I wonder if that would help.
why not try? I
Why
mean,
not try?
ideas like that, anybody who comes up with wild ideas like that, I didn't ever think of that. I mean, share, because
Yeah,
that's
soak it
we
in the
all,
water. Yeah, soak it in
yes,
terahertz water. Why
somebody may
not?
have an idea.
And when you do your terahertz, make sure you do the blue light, get the light frequencies into the water as well.
Exactly. Yep.
Fun times.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So really, you're giving your cells what they want, just like when you go out into the sunshine and the rays of the sun feel really good and really healing. Your body likes to drink in that terahertz energy. It seems to have a positive impact on the cells. The cells feel good, and that's why afterwards you may feel more calm. You may feel less pain, although we don't make any claims. You may feel like taking a nap just because it's helped to calm your body down. Lots of different things. I find it, especially in the wintertime, extremely soothing. If I have a little chill, get a little chill or something, I do some terahertzing and I feel like new. I feel really, really good. And it's sunny here now in Portland area, but when it wasn't sunny, it was nice to have the terahertz to kind of warm everything up and get some of the rays of the terahertz. So it's a new cutting edge frequency that we're just really starting to learn about. But I think the reason it has caught on is because people get such positive benefits and they tell to friend, and then those friends tell to friends, and so on and so on and so on. All right, so it seems to help to resonate, seems to resonate with our cell's frequency, and it does this through a process called entrainment. So when you are around certain frequencies, similar to the genius, you become affected by those frequencies. And so you entrain the frequencies of terahertz into your being. It seems to help to clean up free radicals. And the way that we see some of this is when people do like a facial session, they use terahertz not in their eyes, but around their face and skin for weeks at a time. They seem to look younger given the pictures. They look surprisingly improved. And of course, another fun thing is people who have been losing lots of hair, they've terahertzed around their scalp and they seem to be having the hair grow back thicker and filling in some patches that where there was no hair. So this is really, really cool. All right, terahertz is just a range of frequencies between 0.1 to 10 terahertz, and it's a little bit higher than the far infrared energy. And you've heard of like far infrared saunas, so you know about using those frequencies and how they can be beneficial. This is just a little bit of a different band, and just something about this particular energy seems to really resonate with people. Now, here's some information that they've said about terahertzing water. So to terahertz water, you take a glass of water, and over the top of the glass or the mason jar or open bottle, you're going to take your wand or your box, and you're going to make sure that you run the terahertz right into the water. And you would do this for about 5 minutes. And we do want to remind people to take breaks. Actually, how long do you usually, you even could do it for 1 minute, you guys, and that would be enough. How long do you typically terahertz your water for?
I usually like 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay.
I think, I think it's getting the results,
Yeah,
is a glass or a pitcher,
Yeah, pitcher is a great thing too. And if you have one of those nifty phone stands or the blow dryer stand, of course, then you can just place your water and put it up, put the stand on and hit the on button. But we do want to say a couple of things about leaving your terahertz on for a long period of time. It's kind of better to run it for about 30 seconds to 1 minute and then allow the terahertz to rest, particularly with your core box, because it has those 5 chips in it. It runs a high level of heat. So use this for 30 seconds to 1 minute and then rest it for about 30 seconds. Do not run your core box really for more than 1 minute continuously without taking a break. And really, you get so much benefit from these frequencies in a short amount of time. I think ultimately you need less time than more. And doing an extended session, that really could end up having Herxheimer reactions, having some type of a like a detox reaction. So less is more. When you terahertz one place, you really affect the entire body. You're starting to really tapping like one of the dominoes and all of them going down at one time. You're sort of improving that one part of the body, but you're putting frequency into that one part of your body, where your whole body is going to be affected by that change in the frequency. So when you terahertz something like water, which you would blow the terahertz into the water, then the water, we think that changes the structure of the water and creates those wonderful microclusters. That's one thing that's been bantied about as being probably what happens when you terahertz water, because it seems to, make it more energized in some ways. And people have reported that it increases their alertness level, it strengthens their immune system, hydrates their body. It helps to go along hand in hand with good diet practices and helps with weight loss and even increases cellular oxygenation. So this is what people are reporting when they're basically terahertzing their water. So if you've never done it before, then do it this week. Make a commitment to just get some spring water or distilled water or purified water. It doesn't have to be any water in particular. You can terahertz any type of water, and then just run that, terahertz wand or the box for a good 30 seconds to 1 minute. Benet likes to do 3 minutes, and then taste the water again and feel how you feel maybe a day using the water versus a day not using the water. Now, Benet, have you ever used any terahertz water on your plants?
I have not, but I've seen a picture. I wished I'd have the picture where somebody did that. They fed their two tomato plants, one without terahertz water, the other one with terahertz water. And no kidding, I mean, the one tomato plant was twice as big as the one that wasn't getting the terahertz water.
All right, well, I have some blueberry bushes, so maybe I'll try it on the blueberry bushes. We'll take some pictures,
Try it.
see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yep. Yep.
All right. All right. So, and Tammy says, thanks for those ideas. So welcome everyone. We had a few more people join the fun. So if you've just joined, welcome. And also we'll take your questions. So do send your questions about, hey, how can I work with this particular issue? Is there something you'd like to know about running your terahertz? We really want to thank a lot of our regular attendees, people who have gotten the wand or gotten the box or gotten the triple play or gotten a double play. Like, thank you so much for getting your terahertz from us. We're happy to be here. We're happy to support you. We're happy to give you training. Of course, we have a lot of previous trainings that you can watch, and we do check in every other week so that we can continue to answer your questions. So be sure to come with your questions so that we can really help you answer your questions. Is there any particular condition, issue, something you'd like help with? Then by all means, please let us know. So we think this is sort of what happens when we're terahertzing the water, that it creates this sort of micro cluster of the water. And often when you terahertz the water, it creates these little micro clusters. What has been said is that is very, very good. It creates almost like a more of like a slippery type of water. And that water can better hydrate us. We feel better. We feel more energized. So it's a great way to extend the benefit. You can't just use the wand or the box all day long. So it's pretty cool to terahertz the water, because then you could drink the water throughout the day when you're traveling. Maybe you're at work, maybe you're going to a destination somewhere. And so just like Benet said, maybe a pitcher, maybe a gallon of water, and just go ahead and terahertz it. And Benet, do you have a preference about drinking purified water, distilled water, spring water? Which one do you typically terahertz?
Typically, it's spring water. That's
Just what is it?
Yeah, spring water.
Spring water. Okay. Fantastic. I love spring water.
I've seen some of the studies done on purified water, and honestly, there was a 2020 program already a few years ago where 2020 ended up exposing top brand name purified water, bottled, water. And it was no different. Top names like Dansky, or how do you say that one that's
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and Fuji and some of these others. And they ended up discovering through their tests that the bottled water was no different than tap water, which
and some of those, the bottled purified water, like I think Walmart and a few other ones, they actually have fluoride added into them and other like really nefarious things, huh?
I think they're drawing it from the tap and bottling it. I mean,
yeah, I don't know how they're saying it's purified, maybe through a chlorine type of filter or something like that. But yeah, so spring water. And also you could purify your own water through a Berkey filter or one of those other filters.
Yes.
But anyway, it can be any type of water, but I agree with you. Water is really important. I like Mountain Valley spring water. It comes in glass bottles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you can get it in glass, that's always good, because better than drinking out of plastic. But any type of spring water really will be great. And some people go directly to the spring and get their own water.
Yeah. And the other thing that, that I thought of, why you don't probably want to necessarily wand through the glass.
Yes, tell us.
In glass. Because some of the glass bottles and such have lead in them. Well, we wouldn't want to be going through the glass, heating up the lead that's in the glass and having it go in the water. So I think it's just safer to do it from the top and just wand or, terahertz the water itself, not through the glass.
Very cool. Very cool. I love it. All right. So large water clusters do not hydrate easily, but the small water clusters can easily penetrate the cells for improved hydration. So we believe when you terahertz the water, you're breaking them down, like I said, into these little microclusters. And that is why they're so beneficial. They help us to feel more energized. They help to hydrate us. you just feel better. I mean, have you ever had like sort of an experience of noticing when you drink the terahertz water that you feel any differently throughout your day than days that you don't drink your terahertz water?
Yeah, I do feel that, there is the benefit. And if you pay attention, you'll notice, or you should notice, and the water tastes different.
Yeah, it tastes different. It tastes more like slippery.
Yeah, it tastes different. And
Because
I think,
when you microcluster, it changes the surface tension of it, and that's sort of similar to soap, and you get not that it tastes soapy, but you get sort of that slipperiness. But that's actually more of the type of water that you naturally get in fruits and vegetables, and it's one that goes into our cells more easily, and it just naturally tastes better.
yeah, I think that's a good illustration that you came up with for people to actually see what's happening with the molecular structure, so they fully understand how that
Yeah,
it's penetrating. When you
yeah,
see it there in picture form, they can see and understand it's going to penetrate the cells much better.
nice. Very cool, very cool. I love it. Okay, very good. All right, excellent. Keep your questions and comments coming. We love it. And I thought this was a great picture, Danae, that I had found of somebody with the blow dryer stand, and she's just relaxing and getting some nice terahertz to the back of the neck. That looks amazing. That looks like a great
Yep,
session. And these
yep.
are some of the ways that you could use it. Of course, she could have been lying down on the couch and could have flipped that on the other side and had, faced away from it and have it, going on her back or anything. So these stands are very, very helpful. And maybe, Benay, you can put the link for the Amazon for that particular stand. And
Yep.
before you post it, just put the name of what it is. So just say this is a wand stand, and then
Okay.
maybe you can do the one for the core box and just say this is a box stand.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
All right, so we know that, let's see if we have another one here. All right, these are some of our past testimonials. From Anne, my husband has eczema on his wrist, has been using the blue light on it for 2 days, morning and night. It started out as a size of a 50-cent piece and is shrinking down in size every day. It seems to also be drying it out and not making it itch. This blue light and the terahertz and maybe the warmth of the terahertz, something seems to profoundly impact things at the level of the skin. So if you have varicose veins, or if you have psoriasis, or if you have eczema, or you know someone who does, maybe you just want to have like ladies' tea party and just have your friends gather around in a circle and just ask them if they want to use the terahertz for 30 seconds to a minute, and then just go around the circle, have everybody use it a couple of times, just have a great time. Maybe you have one wand, you have one box, everybody talk about how they feel from using it. Everybody can talk about their pain, their issues. Be a nice way to sort of get people to come over and just really benefit them, like a selfless service you can share with them. They might end up getting one of these, and you can get a 10% commission for sharing it with them. I started using the terahertz box, and 2 times a day with the red the first week. My knee has degeneration. I have varicose veins on my left calf, and the ligament on the outside of the left leg gets very tight, which makes normal gait difficult. I use the box on the knee, the veins on the side of the calf, both ankles, and spider veins on both ankles. This is before I use the box on kidney 1 and pericardium 8. It was early days for me. I've had the right knee replaced, so I don't use the box on that knee. That's probably pretty smart. Okay, so I've used the box, both ankles. So I think I don't know why this doesn't say it, but I know that she had a lot of improvement in the varicose veins, and I think the knee got better as well. And okay, here's the rest of it. This is the rest of it. The morning of the 26th, I did this treatment for the first time. I alternated the red light with the blue. I also rubbed a bit of deep blue lotion on that side of the calf. I spent 3 to 4 hours standing on a street corner in the cold to help with the campaign, and was surprised to have very little discomfort in my left leg. That was a significant benefit for the terahertz treatment for the first time. It's so cool. All right, thank you for posting those links. Any reports on how it is done with toenail fungus? I feel like somebody asked about this before. Toenail fungus is truly tricky, okay? It's an internal issue. It's like a liver and gut issue. It's also a circulation issue. And so for anyone who has toe fungus, it's a sign the body is not properly perfusing to the extremities. Because if it was perfusing ideally to the extremities, then it would be oxygenating well, and the immune system would tend to ward off the fungus. So it's a sign of the immune system being suppressed, but also potentially that we're not getting enough oxygen to the extremities. Now, I am working on a new detox, digestive, new courses, and I feel like I've not emphasized enough with scientific studies how important it is to be on a plant-based diet. And really, as my mentor says, a starch-based diet. And if we could get everybody on potatoes and rice, and we could get them off the pork chops and the chicken and the beef, we would see the de-escalation of frightening rates of cancer and really these deadly diseases. And I feel like I'm not doing my part. And I really want to take my ability to educate you and bring that into it, because I see a lot of people in our biofeedback community that are still suffering with serious diseases that I really know in my heart of hearts. And I've done this for, going on 30 years of doing this. And all the studying that I've done really tells me you could be healthy, you could be free of pain, you could be free of these really debilitating illnesses. We must remove these foods, which are poisonous foods. And we must put into our bodies the food that we were meant to eat. And so I hope, if you haven't taken High Vibe Nutrition, or maybe you have, that you'll stay tuned for that, because it's going to be an important part of our frequency and energy education, is really understand that we can help people with frequency and energy more if they're not putting poison into their body every day. And my endeavor to show you through scientific research, and not just my opinion, how much based on physiology and evidence that these foods are harming people. And you've been propagandized since you were young and programmed that these are the foods that you need. And the saddest thing is they are the very opposite of what your body needs. And they're the very core of why people get so ill and suffer. All right. So, to go back to the original question about this, toenail fungus is, I don't have an exact testimonial, but just like with the plantar warts, I would still just go ahead and terahertz. I don't think there's any reason not to, but it's just to say things like fungus are very, very tricky. And we really don't want people to be taking any of the antifungal medications, although you should do what your doctor tells you, just because they have a lot of side effects as well. So I would try the Terahertz. Benet, do you know of anybody who's been able to overcome toenail fungus by using the wand or the box?
I'm trying to think if I almost want to think that I have seen a testimony about fungus, toenail fungus. But what I'm sitting here thinking is, go ahead, yes, wand the toenail, but you're absolutely right. Not that you need me to tell you that. It's an internal thing. The only other thing that I have seen, and I would suggest, I've seen this work for some people, but it's been short-lived because it's an internal problem. If they don't take, and what I'm talking about is soak your feet in water with colloidal silver in it.
Well, that's a good idea.
And the point of the matter, though, it comes back if they don't really realize it's an internal problem.
So it can help initially.
Yeah, take the colloidal silver daily, and choose a good one. Doctor
A high level colloidal silver.
Doctor recommends is a good one, but please choose a good one. And then try that, put it in the water, soak your toenails, your feet in the water, but please do think you've got to start doing something internally as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so Barbara wanted to know, so 1 minute on the toe. Yeah, you could start with maybe 30 seconds, and just remember that, think about the other things that are involved. So maybe terahertz over the liver, terahertz over the abdomen, terahertz maybe just like up and down the leg, the legs because it's also a circulation issue. So we want to sort of unwind it and take it away. And this is a problem world renowned amongst healers, is that they chase symptoms. And so we can become better even as sort of wellness practitioners by starting to write down, well, it's a circulation issue, it's a digestive issue, it's this issue. So what can I do with my genius? What can I do with my terahertz? Oh, I could terahertz over the liver. I could terahertz over the gut. I could terahertz over the thighs. I could terahertz over the legs because that's all about the circulation. I could terahertz over each one of the toes and either underneath, even underneath the foot with the like that kidney 1 point. These are all the things that you want to think about. And if so they would soak their feet in colloidal silver, like a dropper full of colloidal silver in water, because you don't need very much, as I understand it. And you could just soak your feet in there.
And terahertz the water.
And terahertz that water.
Yeah.
I bet that would start to make a difference.
I think that it would. I mean, try it and see once, Tammy, try and give us a report in 2-3 weeks. Tell us if you notice any little bit of change, with that. I'd be curious to know, what you're seeing.
People always ask red light, blue light, and it's good that you ask. The key things that we've come up with for red light is red light helps to activate your mitochondria. Your mitochondria makes energy. When people have chronic debilitating diseases or chronic fatigue, there typically is a dysfunction going on in their mitochondria, which turns glucose into pure energy. So what do you need your mitochondria to make energy for? Well, for your immune system, for healing, for circulation. And then the other side, blue light. What is blue light good for? Boosting the immune system, dealing with viruses, dealing with bacteria, and dealing with skin issues. So which one do you want to use, the red or the blue? Well, heck, you want to use both of them because they're both playing a different role. So in everything that we're trying to help, it really makes more sense if you have the box to alternate between red and blue. Now, certainly if you only have the blue light in the wand, then you're going to use that blue light for everything. And blue light does have a profound effect. It's just, it's really cool to be able to use that red light as well. Anything you want to add there?
No, I always have, even when I got the box over the wand, when it came out, I use both.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I think people are missing in both, whether it's the wand or the box, terahertz frequencies are the ones that penetrate all the way into the bone marrow. You're getting the biggest results from terahertz frequencies because of that. And what's in the bone marrow? Stem cell production, so you're getting the big benefit. So don't maybe focus so intently on, okay, do I do blue or do I do red? It's an add-on. It just adds on. And I alternate
good to remember. Yeah,
you
because
know.
it's not really the light. The light is a little extra, like you're saying.
Yeah.
It's really the terahertz frequencies.
Yeah.
And the
Exactly.
terahertz frequencies are running no matter what. It's not like the terahertz through blue is really different through as it is through red.
Oh.
You're not changing the nature of the terahertz frequencies. You're just adding something beneficial with the light. Is that sort of what you're saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes. And
Okay,
why
I
not
love it.
take the advantages of both? Because we don't have cells screaming out to us, okay, I want red, or okay, I want blue. We don't have that info really. So
All right.
alternate between the two.
Very good. Absolutely love it. We have this testimonial here. It says, I've been using the terahertz box for a few minutes each day. Before I got it, I had been losing a lot of hair, but to my surprise, after using the box on my head for about a minute, after a few days, my hair stopped falling out. Also, I used it on my lip last night where I was about to feel an eruption of herpes and it stopped it. So that blue light and then the terahertz could maybe have helped the virus that caused the herpes to emerge. So maybe she was able to stop the virus. So that was from Isabel. And Carolyn, oh, we haven't heard from Carolyn in a while. Carolyn, however, I wanted to share, she said that she started using it and she had just been in the beginning of using it. That's where this, however, came from. I did want to share the results of my recent blood work at the Mayo Clinic in 3 different types of cancer measurements that they take. They had shown that the marker had gone down, 1 test by 8 points. I've had my box over a month now and use it every day along with the Genius. Just wanted to share that with you. That's so nice. Yeah, that's so nice.
That's great.
Cheryl said, I've got the box recently and have been running the red light at the blue level on my K1 at the red light, and maybe she said the red light and the blue, and K1 on my left foot because it is the easiest for me to get to. I do not generally have benefit from energy healing techniques, and I've been doing this for less than 2 weeks, but I am joyously experiencing much higher energy. The feeling of being very low, and I'm not talking about depression from a high frequency person, has been phenomenally impacted. I'm so amazed at the changes that have occurred in me. This has been a major issue, so now I feel blessed to have found the box. I guess, when you just need that jolt of that energy, and you can easily get it from the terahertz, she benefited from it. We do hear so many rave reviews, and it's really nice that all you have to do is just flip on the switch. This is the box, and so the box has these easy switches. We send you a handout, which we also posted in the chat, and it's very easy to use. And so when you're using these controls, they're pretty easy. We explain them in the manual or the paperwork that we include with your box. And so it's very easy to use. There's just a couple of buttons to learn, and one of the buttons is just switching from cool to warm. The other button is switching from red to blue, and the third button is on off. It's about as easy. If you just turn off all the on all the buttons randomly, within a few minutes you'll be learning how to use it. Cheryl also said, I had a robin's egg size lump in the fibrous tissue supporting the breast, probably close to a year since I noticed it. Again, this has been sort of a short time using the red and blue. So she was using red and blue in the last one. The red and blue settings, and the lump is thinning out to be absorbed or one with that band where she was feeling it. I'm sure that I'll be reporting it's completely gone after a period of time using the box. That's amazing. So it's probably just a completely benign fibrocystic breast, but it looks like, a lot of these things are like waste products in the body. So perhaps putting the light on it is helping to clean up some of the waste products and helping it to get reabsorbed.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So here are some of the places that we've talked about where you can terahertz. We've actually gone over these to great degree. We've talked about that kidney 1 point. We've talked about the pericardium 8 point on the palm. And this is a governing vessel 20 that they're showing right at the top of the head. That's a really profound point. And it's actually, you could just look it up. I would just look up GV20 and you can see more specifically if you can't really see from this picture. When we were taking our naturopathic boards, some people were in the Chinese medicine program and they had acupuncture. This is when it's cool to be around doctors and healers. And they had their acupuncture needles with them, and they just put in needles to governing vessel 20 for us. And when you get a needle right here, it instantly calms you down. Well, you could do something similar with the terahertz. You could terahertz to that point. And you could also pull that point up, go to the governing vessel meridian, GV, or governing vessel on your Genius, and find governing vessel 20, and then go ahead and put that in your quick zap. And you could, so simultaneously, you could be running the governing vessel on your Genius and also terahertzing that point. Okay, now these are the lymphatic drainage points that we have been talking about. And this is another thing that people have told us, that sometimes they're in pain. Like Lisa had told us that she had, I think it's her husband, had very severe shoulder pain. And, oh, this thing's never going to work. Well, by the time she had done these points, so the acupuncture points, and then she had actually done the lymphatic drainage points. So their lymphatic system is important because it's filled with different fluids that help to clean up our cells. And our cells eat food, they eat nutrition that goes through the cell membrane, but they also excrete their metabolic waste. What happens to that metabolic waste? Well, it gets picked up by the lymphatic system and moved through our system and then eventually eliminated from the body. Also, our lymphatic system has a lot of important immune constituents to it. And so the fluid is constantly looking for different pathogens. So it's nice to be able to clear it and also to reduce stagnation in the system. So if we do the creases of the elbow with our terahertz, we could also do under the armpits with the terahertz. And you're talking 30 seconds, not a long time, you guys. Behind the knees, in that groin area and in the neck. And don't do directly on here, which is where your thyroid is, but around the sides, just in case there's a goiter, just use extra caution. You go around the sides. So this is all the lymphatic drainage points. And what she reported, what Lisa reported about the person that she was working on with the chronic shoulder pain is she didn't even have to work on the shoulder. She just got through the Chinese medicine points and then the lymphatic points, and then the pain was gone. Now, this is the rest of the governing vessel. We were talking about GV20 on the top of the head, and actually this is down the entire midline of the back. So you just take the terahertz and you just go up and down, a nice sweep. So the high fan is good for this type of sweeping motion up and down and being a little bit, maybe a little bit of distance. And you're getting all of these wonderful points. And these are all really significant points along the Chinese meridian, the meridian energies. And then you can do the front, which is the conception vessel, and you can do that as well. So if you do this and this and this, and it takes you maybe do 30 seconds, just 30 seconds, you guys, maybe even 15 seconds, because you want to be able to go through all of them. By the time you go through all of these, you're going to feel viscerally different. You're going to feel energized. You're going to feel uplifted. You could do this for friends, for family. It's really fun. It's, very easy to do. And just make sure you drink some water before, drink some room temperature or warm, not cold or iced water. And same thing afterwards. And it's bonus if you can terahertz that water. Okay, we had some comments in here. So please do bring your questions. I love it. I'm really, really appreciate that. Okay, I'm so appreciative to have the terahertz box to use on my brother when he went through stem cell therapy recently. His blood tests were very good in response to the whole therapy. Use the Genius, of course, since last summer and several times a week. So Sherry, so excited, so happy to hear this, and very, very happy, and sending many, many more healing prayers for his health. And so nice to be able to help somebody in your family. I'm glad he was open to it. If somebody has neuropathy in the feet, oh, okay, sorry, I missed a couple of things here. Okay, a late hello from New Zealand. Hey, Jenny, it's really nice to have you. Got your email. It's always just so nice to have your energy in the class, and we love all the wonderful pictures you sent of your phone stand, of you terahertzing your water, so thank you. Okay, his stem cells for collection were plentiful, and only 40% of the people can do only one donation, as there are not enough stem cells. Same thing happened when they were implanted. He began growing new cells very well. We're super happy for you, Sherry, one of our really long time users of the back in the Infinity days, and now the Genius. We're so glad for you. And so then we've got Tammy. She says, if somebody has neuropathy in the feet, would you use the infrared? Okay, well, the infrared. Well, we don't use infrared for this. I think maybe you mean the red light. I'm just going to assume you mean the red light. Would you use the red light above the feet first and then do the feet? Okay, I'm still probably not understanding it. Do you see that comment in there, Benay?
Yeah, I do. I think she's trying to find out the direction, whether she should start at the top of the feet and then go to the actual bottom of the feet where the neuropathy is caused, numbness. I would do even more. I would do the calf. I'd go.
Okay, the calf makes sense. So first of all, if they do not have sensation, we do not want to use any heat where they do not have sensation, because they will not be able to tell you if that heat is excessive. So you want to run, whether it's the wand or the box, you want to sort of blow it maybe to your hand's touch, verify that there's no heat coming out. Then you could work on the feet. But like Benay said, you're so much better to work above, like just at the calf, anywhere where they have sensation, then you're super safe. But with the cool, you could definitely work on it for a little while. And it's all about circulation, and with people with neuropathy, it's usually a diabetic complication, and they've lost a lot of their ability to it's basically a sort of the vessels of the body, as well as the ability to get glucose into the cells. There's a couple of things happening there. I couldn't find the core box on the website. It's actually, yeah, we've got actually a price break on those. They're actually, you don't need a coupon because they're all decreased right now. So there's really good pricing on it. We're going to post some of those prices in just a moment, but we'll get you the link for the core box. Okay, so yeah, so just don't use that heat setting. Maybe go slow. Let me just change this here. Those are, and Benet, do you have any other recommendations for neuropathy?
No, what I'm thinking, or the way that everybody should think, okay? The way I'm thinking is you're promoting wherever you're using it close to the area that is problematic. You are creating a greater blood flow. You know, you're creating more oxygen and greater blood flow. So that's what made me think, well, go up the calf, and open up some of that stuff. And hopefully, it'll bring and work its way down into the feet and be helpful in that area. That's kind of the way
I think even what we just talked about, where you actually do the points and the lymphatics and then the main meridians, like even that would help to open up a lot of energy for your friend. So wouldn't be surprised, even if you can't make any claims, but even if the neuropathy or something was going to really improve just from doing that routine twice a day, every day for a week. So Tammy, keep us posted. We'd love to hear how that works and how you're doing.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just getting some of the links posted here. So we have price breaks on all of them. They're already in the price. So you don't need to grab any coupons, but you're going to find some really great deals where we've reduced the price by $40, $50. And we do have the 6.0 wand available too. Why is that not on the main page? I'm gonna have to work on that. Let me just grab this here and then we'll get our view back here as well. How are the dogs doing, Benet?
Everybody's doing good. Right now, I do have my little Cricket, who is the littlest girl of them all. She's got a little pea size right next to one of her teats on the lower part of her, body. And so I'm now diligently, both terahertzing that for her to try to see if I can break that up and get rid of that. She's in heat right now. So I'm wondering if that maybe has brought something up, by one of her, mammary glands or something. Maybe you got more of an idea about that, but I'm actually working on her to see if I can reduce. It's about the size.
That's great. Oh no, keep us posted yeah, we'd love to hear if it starts to reduce.
Right.
How many foster you? So tell everybody a little bit about your Pomeranians.
I foster Pomeranians. I have for like 5 years. I've adopted out, I don't know, 25, 30, whatever. Over the years, I foster failed some of them, which, I have 5 and 6.
Well, when you foster fail, that means you end up with new friends, with new members of your family. Yeah.
You keep them. But, I didn't think I would be very good at this. My son really didn't think I would be good at it. Mom, you're going to keep all the dogs. No, I didn't. So, and right now I'm just down to one foster in addition to the rest of the family here. And he doesn't have the joint. They had to do surgery on him when he came in. He doesn't have the hip joint on the back leg quarter. And so he's kind of, got a very weak back foot or whatever, but he may be more of a permanent foster because he's got a little trouble. He gets around quite well despite it. But that's where I'm at right now. But that's kind of my mission on the side, hearts.
What's that?
Whatever.
Oh, I missed that last part. What did you say?
It's kind of like my heart's mission, it's a missionary kind of thing, where I do have a heart for these poor little, and it's.
Oh my gosh, no, what an amazing service. I would foster fail at least 3 or 4 times more than you. I don't know how the minute that I'm just like in that dog's like, you just make such a strong connection with them. It's hard to let them go, I bet.
Yeah, it is, but there's some that get way to the inside of your heart, whereas other ones, they're in your heart, but you're able to think about the fact that they're going to be spoiled rotten in a forever home that's very good, because the rescue mission I'm involved with, we're very picky.
Oh, good.
We do not let them
So
go to anybody
you
who
screen them.
looks,
Yeah.
yeah, we screen them very diligently.
Yeah.
So
Well, Pomeranians are great dogs. I'm sure people are really happy to get them and be able to, help them and have them as a companion animal.
yeah, they are. They are.
Now, Marlene, I'm not sure why you're saying this. She says if you're going to use it on your pet, should you try? I thought she was telling us, but she's actually asking, should you try to make them drink the water before using the box? Should you basically not maybe make them drink, but she's just asking like it would be better to try to terahertz their water rather than using the wand or the box. What do you think?
What you can do is you can terahertz their water that everybody's drinking from, their bowl of water. And of course, give them fresh water every day. I know that not everybody thinks about doing that, but all of mine get fresh water every day. But I would say terahertz the water that they're drinking. But I think I know why you're asking that, Marlene, because you're trying to ask whether they're hydrated enough, to receive the terahertzing. And I don't think you have to worry about that, because with Cricket also, I have, she is every year until I got a hold of the starting of the wand. Every year when summer comes and the heat, she would break out with rashes, and I couldn't control it. And I hate doing anything this pharmaceutical, but I couldn't do it with any natural products. I could not get her to stop itching. And it was so bad where she'd rush, she'd rub her fur off. So, I mean, the poor dog's miserable. The minute I got the wand, I'm telling you, if you got any animals that are with that dilemma, you got to be diligent, but wand them for a couple, 3 minutes, every day, depending on the size of the dog. If you got 100-pound dog, it's going to be different than my little Cricket who's 5-6 pounds. And
I don't know how you do it because my dogs run out of the room when they hear the sound of the wand or the box.
but have they experienced it? Have they felt it? Because all of mine, if they start out that way, they feel better than we do, shall say. They
I was going to
feel
say, I mean,
better.
one thing you can always do when you're getting a dog used to anything like the nail trimmer is what you do
Yeah,
is you show it to them and then you give them a treat. And then
yeah,
you get it closer to them and then you give them a treat. And then you switch it on for 2 seconds and then you give them a treat. And you just keep doing positive associations. That would probably be something that I could work on. But in those cases where they're too scared of the noise or they just run away, then water is a perfect thing to do. Unless you can kind of zap them from across the room, following it all the way across the room and aiming the little wand at them. But other than that, it really doesn't matter, either one or both, but you don't have to avoid using it on them. Now, use some common sense. They're smaller than we are, right? Lower body weight. So we want to use maybe 15 or 30 seconds. And certainly, especially the first time, you want to see how they're responding to it. So you want to observe, because especially with dogs, will hide their pain. That's what they're kind of taught to do in the packs, right? Because the one that's the weakest is, left out and ignored and all of those things. Especially when they're sick, they try to hide their sickness, hide their pain. So, make sure you observe and see how they're tolerating it and then go from there.
right.
Okay. And so Marlene says, I'm going to terahertz the water. Okay, that's totally fine. They're going to get great benefit anyway. And we'd love to hear how your lovelies are doing with the water. So keep us posted and let us know how they are doing.
Yep.
All right. So we posted the terahertz, and let's see if there's anything else here. Okay. These are the things that it's been used for. In circulation, it helps to clear blood impurities, may improve the blood circulation. Probably one of the reasons that it feels so good to terahertz is it probably opens up the vessels and opens up that circulation. Some of the most profound pictures that we've seen are those really like bad, sort of twisted and raised varicose veins. and then we see them like relax and flatten out. And not only do they look better, that's great aesthetically, but the person probably feels so much better because their circulatory system has probably improved.
Yeah.
Dylan says, I'm using the box on my 15-year-old poodle spine because she has incontinence stemming from an injured lumbar spine. Poor baby. I've also been using phosphoric acidum, basically phosphoric acid and homeopathic 1M, but I think the box is helping the spine. It doesn't feel inflamed. That's so cool. On the advice of a holistic vet. Wow, I love it. Yeah, I think the wand or the box would be great for the spine. Keep us in the loop of how all of that is going.
I
I'd love to,
agree.
yeah, I'd love to hear more. Okay, we've talked about this in the past. And let's see. All right, we have a lot of reviews on the website, so I'm just going to go there in just a moment. Then we're going to wrap things up. So if you have any final questions for us about the terahertz, now is a good time to ask. Or if you'd like to share anything else about your experience, now is a good time as well. I'm just going to go see if I can hop on the website and we should try to get more on the other products, but we have some really nice posted information on the website. People have posted reviews for the core box. So if you go to the core box on the website, you can actually read those reviews. We're going to bring them up so we can look at them together. All right, so we go to the core box. Hang on, I'm going to show in just one second. And there we go. All right, Jenny, your awesome review is on here. Thank you so much. Sharing about your psoriasis clearing up. If there's anything else you want to share, I guess, Jenny, have you been using it on any of the horses in New Zealand? If you want to let us know that in the last few minutes here as we get ready to wrap up, we'd love to hear about it. And I just got a whole bunch from her. I think we broke it up into different ones. So you've contributed quite a lot. We really appreciate this. Oh, I guess I forgot about Deborah's. I don't know if Deborah's on with us today, but she actually posted about nothing worked for this fungal issue until terahertz. My husband, now here we do have somebody who it worked for. My husband has had a fungal toe for 35 years. Not sure if it's the combination of adding terahertz to his regimen, but that stubborn toe is now growing in pink for the first time in 35 years. There you go. Whoever asked about this.
Yeah.
This is after everything under the sun, including an attempt to cure both internal and external herbs, potions, salves, multiple podiatrist visits. This improvement has been noticeable. We're so happy with the Terahertz technology. I love hearing things like that. That's really uplifting and very, very exciting. We'd love to get your review. So if you go to this and write a review for us, we certainly do appreciate it. And thank you in advance for any positive reviews you can leave for us. Okay. Oh, yes, I have one with arthritis. So Jenny, how about if we just bring you on for a sort of a final, sort of to cap everything off for the evening, just run a couple of minutes over. Would you be willing to come up here and participate with myself and Benet? You've been so generous in referring people. We really appreciate it. We'd love to hear your story. And we know that you're not always able to, from New Zealand, make this time. So if you're able to join us and hop up here and talk about your experience, we'd love to hear it live and in person, so to speak, from you. Okay, great. So just look at the screen where you've been added as a panelist, and very, very exciting. So joining us from New Zealand, talking about all of her experience with the terahertz. Oh, you're a little bit dark there. Is it in the middle of the night there or something?
Oh no, I'll leave my video off. Is that okay?
Oh, you're better now. We can see you. We can see you. Jenny, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Yeah, I'm really good. Yeah.
Good.
No,
Tell
I
us, I
have,
mean, we love your pictures of the terahertz stand with the water, but tell us a little bit about your personal experience and also if any of the horses have benefited.
Sure. Well, I'll talk about the horses first. So we run, so people know a wee bit about us. We run in New Zealand a horse haven for compromised horses with their health, like Cushing's, laminitis, founder, insulin-resistant, equine metabolic syndrome, just to name a few conditions that horses suffer from. And so it's been really exciting using the terahertz in the last few weeks on a couple of ponies, one that has laminitis, very sensitive to protein. So I've been scanning him with the Genius, running the Genius program, and at the same time running the Terahertz on his hooves and along his back. And amazing, like after 2 treatments, I mean, basically 2 treatments of the Terahertz, 2 scans of the Genius, no pain relief. I could let him back out with his family, the other herd members, and it was just like, holy moly.
Oh
Was,
my goodness,
yeah,
that's so
yeah,
wonderful to hear.
yeah, yeah. But
Yay.
it was, and I had a volunteer here, and she's going, holy heck, what was that all about? So she's learning all about energy and frequencies. And then we have another
Never
old pony.
expected probably to see something like that.
No, she didn't. Yeah, so she's been awakened. And then we have a little 26-year-old Welsh Mountain pony that's in his younger days he was a show jumper around all the big shows around Sydney, and he got brought over to New Zealand suffering badly from founder. And he's been living with us for the last 4 years, and we got all his founder, etc., under control. But sadly, he's got fused hocks and arthritis. So he was this winter. He's showing me that he's not as comfortable as normal. So I did 3 Genius scans on him 3 days in a row, and did the Terahertz 2 days in a row, and definitely could see that he was getting relief from doing both.
I
But
love
the
it.
Terahertz,
Wow.
the Terahertz is just wonderful.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. So
But you had
the
some,
horses.
didn't you have some skin issues that improved?
Yeah, I have psoriasis, and it is improving. It's clearing up in patches. So I'm working on that, and I'm running the psoriasis Genius library as well. So the Terahertz is definitely helping with that. But I do have to share that a couple of Mondays ago, somehow or another, I pulled a muscle in my back, and as the day went on, it got worse, and I went down to take my shoes off and couldn't get up, and I had to get my husband to get me up, and I said, right, I'm now going to Terahertz. So I did 30 minutes on and off, resting the Terahertz, so using it, resting it, using it, resting it, 30 minutes, and I kid you not, I could bend down and touch my toes, and I could walk away pain-free.
Woohoo!
I
That's
know,
so
I know.
nice.
Yeah. And so, and from there, each day I've just been targeting the area, because I think it was a pretty bad injury, to be perfectly honest. So I've just been targeting the area, terahertzing it for like 5 minutes morning and night, and I've not had to go and have my go to the chiropractor or anything, and managed it. Yeah, amazing.
Absolutely so cool. Well, thank you. And thank you for sharing with friends and recommending the Terahertz and the Genius to people kind of in your orbit there. Like, we're so appreciative and really thank you. And I'm so excited. And you and I will talk a little bit more about that laminitis and how we can continue to figure something out with the Genius and help you to really shore up that. If people didn't, hear like this, you run this rescue for you help horses that have been like injured or in need of rehabilitation, right?
Yeah, we taken, owners get to the point where there's no money left in the bank, they're exhausted, and no one has an answer, and they just can't heal them. And we've been doing this work for 12 years. So we take them in, and we change their environment, we change their diet, and we just do all the little things that we know that can change the situation. And we haven't had one failure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Should be
we've
so
done.
proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Wow.
So 70 horses here, lives have been changed just with that disease of founder or laminitis, and hundreds of people around the world, and in New Zealand, So it's such an honour to give life back, isn't it?
Very, very, very cool. Well, you have something in common with Benet, both of you doing that rescue work, different sort of four-legged ones, but still nonetheless very important.
Yeah.
Well, I have Ariel, and I have a really privileged right now, if that's the word to use. We were given the honour of, I say honour because it's going to be an honour and a privilege for this little pony to help him. He's a score of 0 for his body weight, which basically means he's a walking skeleton. Western medicine, and those involved in it, no criticism, but has not worked for him.
Yep.
And he's been in our care with a foster mum on our behalf, so we're helping her. She's doing the caring, but we're firing the bullets, so to speak. Then in her care for 4 days. He was not eating 4 days ago. It was like he was, getting ready to shut down. And within 4 days, we have him bright and we have him eating. And I am running the Genius every day on him remotely. And what keeps coming up is inflammation, liver, and also we've discovered that he's possibly been eating oak leaves, and oak leaves are toxic to horses. Now, nobody picked that up, and so isn't it wonderful that we've got the opportunity to help this little pony?
Yeah, and the Genius can really be a truth teller that can help you to,
Yep. Yep.
elicit that type of information that no doctor is really going to be able to figure out. So kudos for you for being so clever and kind of using the Genius in this unique way and helping to relieve a lot of the pain and suffering of that animal.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I'll keep you posted because this is going to be one miracle, that's for sure.
Well, we'll be praying for that little guy and for
Thank
you to think of wonderful things that you're doing. So please do keep us posted. So it must be a Wednesday in New Zealand. What time is it there?
Yeah, it's Wednesday and it's 12:09. Yeah.
In the afternoon. It's PM, right?
Oh, yeah, and PM. So we're 5 hours ahead of you, aren't we? Is that right?
Well, I think you're like 14 hours ahead or something like
Oh,
that.
14. Yeah, a day. Yeah, sorry, 14. Yeah, yep.
But I'm so glad that we found a time that's reasonably amenable for you to be here. Well, Jenny, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate everything that you're doing, and hopefully you'll come back again in a few weeks and kind of update us on how everybody's doing.
Yeah, well, thank you for these wonderful modalities because they're life-changing. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely life-changing.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you again. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Oh, it was such a treat to hear from her live, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That
I
is
love it.
wonderful.
Yeah, so cool. And when you're helping animals too, I mean, that's really wonderful because you're really relieving suffering. And today, still conventional veterinary doesn't have a lot to offer, maybe be a dog or a horse. Like frequency medicine has so much potential to help animals in a way that doesn't harm them and doesn't have toxic side effects. So it's very exciting to see our practitioners getting out there in the field and being the pioneer for really leading the charge of all of these different technologies to help them. Right there, they're actually doing it, not thinking about it, not wondering about it, but actually doing it and being successful.
It certainly is.
All right, Benet, well, it's been really awesome to catch up with you and to be able to talk about terahertz. Everybody check out geniusbiofeedback.com. Got some great specials that are already built into the pricing. Get your terahertz, get your wand, get your box. We have all three of the different types of terahertz that we offer. We have a wand that runs 750 watts, and if you're on a budget, this is a perfectly great wand to get, or if you're giving it to a friend, a loved one. Okay, it's great pricing on the website. And then we also have the terahertz, that's 750 watts. This is 1,000, has a little bit more bells and whistles. It's called our 7.0. It has a little bit more power. And so, if you have a little bit extra that you can spend, you'll really enjoy getting the nicer upgrade of the wand. And then we have our terahertz core box. Our core box has 5 terahertz chips. It has, so it has a lot of power behind it and it runs red and blue light. It has a place to put essential oils so that you can diffuse them, and even has some really cool elements within the metal that may bring it additional benefits. So all three of them are wonderful. Whatever one that you can afford or you feel drawn to, you're still going to have terahertz. It's still going to do a great job, and it works hand in hand synergistically with your Genius. You can also request our terahertz frequency library, which is completely free on the website. Just put terahertz library into the search and you can just check out, and we'll send that right to you. We've probably sent out a couple hundred of those of people who wanted the terahertz frequencies, and we're happy to have shared it. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. So we'll be back sometime in July for this 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Benet, thank you again.
Thank you.
And we'll see everybody then. Have a great night, everyone.